against that attack, and more support forces coming up for Nara. Nara still only has 2 gateways. Looks like he's going starport. He's very quickly going to shift into carriers, which I don't know if I would have gone carriers on this map. It's not. This is actually one of the maps that I think favors Goliath versus carriers. There's a lot of open ground. There's not a lot of places where the carriers can go to kind of use the map artifacts to defend themselves, and you really there is that kind of crevice across the middle, but really not a lot of places for carriers to run or hide. I would have gone Templar, I think, instead, or just continued with this massive Reaver drop. Some mines in the perfect position. Brilliant placement of those mines by ForGG. Nara a little disappointed there. He dropped those 2 Reavers right on top of those 2 mines of ForGG's, and ends up losing. I'm not sure if he lost a second Reaver, but definitely lost a Reaver there. In the meantime, a little Observer, a small Dragoon force. Basically, what Nara is going to try to do at this point is just hold off ForGG, get those carriers up, and just try to end it that way. It looks like ForGG is already producing Goliath, though, kind of in response to the dropships, and I'm not sure if he has a comm set up, and if he's comm set the tech of Nara, so I'm not sure if he knows that these starports are in production now. Looks like yeah, either range or probably, actually I'll take that back, probably not range upgrade, probably some upgrades for the starport going right now. Nara looks like he's going out, going to try to take another expansion, and really he needs to be able to take an expansion and hold it. A single expansion and natural is really not enough to kind of go full into carriers, and that's really what he's dedicating himself to. Nara, in the meantime, doing kind of an ill-advised attack at the front, but manages to do a decent amount of damage here versus 3 siege tanks, several vultures. I think he's going to lose these forces here, but I'm surprised he pushed in an attack right there. I wouldn't have advised that, especially when you're trying to do a tech up here. I'm not sure if he's trying to free up Psy or what, but with about 6 or 7 Dragoons, ends up running up. He lost 3 Dragoons, and is going to end up getting pushed back. ForGG loses a tank and I think 2 vultures there, and it looks like these Dragoons are going to end up running up. Actually, I take that back. They're going to caddy past those mines. That Observer was kind of camped with those forces. Looks like it was taken down. I'm not sure if ForGG saw that in position, kind of saw the distortion and comms at it or what. 2 carriers up now for Nara, but we'll see if ForGG is able to get some a sizable Goliath force, and really now he's at full production, but Nara has a significant amount of res on ForGG, which is why he's able to go those carries. But if he's going to continue with that, he needs to get that other expansion, and he needs to be able to defend that expansion. Wow, Reaver's coming down, I'm sorry, a Reaver and a Dragoon coming down. A lot of SCVs dying here. Another successful drop. Oh! A lot of SCVs go down there. Oh man, absolutely ravaging his secondary. ForGG coming up with those tanks, and he's going to try to take down Nalra's secondary. Nalra inflicted a ton of damage there on ForGG's secondary, and really those carriers should be easily able to take down those tanks. We'll see if he can bring up. He managed to take down 1 or 2 of those tanks. Let's see if these Goliaths have a staked out or enough position where they're going to be able to take care of those carriers. A couple Goliaths produced in the background now, trying to go out. Oh, Nalra kind of carelessly loses 2 Dragoons. He's trying to bring him around for a pincer maneuver on this group that's attacking his secondary. And if Nalra can fight this attack off, he's going to be in a really prime position. He managed to take out 2 siege tanks out in the open. Yeah, those Goliaths just kind of hammering away at those carriers. That secondary for Nalra does go down, and that's going to be a big loss for Nalra. He is producing units that just cost a lot more res, and they're a lot more dependent. In the meantime, ForGG pulled a lot of SCVs off his main base and is now fully mining out of that secondary, so the res production advantage has swung back to ForGG's favor, and in the meantime, Nalra realizing, Nalra loses that dropship, gets the Reaver out in time, but loses the second Dragoon, I believe, so now that Reaver's just kind of on the ground. That was kind of, that's kind of a strategic miscue in my opinion for Nalra. Nalra going from the dropships to the carriers, basically forcing ForGG to go to a lot of Goliaths. Oh, that one! Whew! That one Scarab manages to take out 5 Goliaths there. Brilliant attack by Nalra, at least in that regard, evening things up a little bit. But really, Nalra basically forcing the Goliaths and then trying to come in with a dropship attack. I don't know if that's necessarily advised. You got to expect a lot of Goliaths on the ground. And now it comes down to ForGG's ability to micromanage his Goliaths versus these carriers. And as you can see, those carriers really don't have a ton of place to go. So they are very vulnerable to these Goliaths once they're micromanaged. And you can see a lot of damage on them already. That one's already in red. The other 2 are quickly losing their shields. And ForGG kind of pushing in on the base. Looks like all those Goliaths are down. But ForGG, I think he's going to let these tanks go and just create a large Goliath force, supplement it with a couple of tanks. In the meantime, I don't know if Nara is going to be able to produce a lot of carriers to kind of supplement his current carrier force, because again, his secondary is down. He's only producing out of one base, 2 more carriers coming out. But again, it's kind of hard on this map to use carriers against those Goliaths. Not as successful as it is against a map like Loki or other maps. So in the meantime, he's going to go out and he's going to see that large Goliath force out in the area. Now, really, this is what it's going to come down to, is some amazing micromanagement for Nara and whether Nara can expand. It looks like I think ForGG realizes that he needs to expand. He's kind of scouting out the general areas, realizing this is an extremely high-res build, that he doesn't have a secondary up, so he's going to kind of check out the up areas, make sure that he didn't get out, and he's going to take that low right-hand expansion. In the meantime, a lot of Goliaths out. In the meantime, Nara doing a very good. That's one of the few positions on this map. He managed to take down one carrier, though. Again, coming up, these carriers, as you can see, very vulnerable. Not a lot of map artifacts for them to run to. They take down a Goliath, but taking a lot of hits in the meantime, taking a lot of damage. Good micromanagement